Next month, 10 years will have passed since the September 11th attacks, and for a decade, families of the victims have been waiting for justice. Catherine Herridge has new information on why the case is taking so long.
This letter to the 9/11 families from the Office of Military Commission says there is still no public timetable for the trial of the 9/11 suspects at Guantanamo Bay 10 years after the attacks. Quote, although we are not able to give you a more precise answer on when to expect a decision by the convening authority, the body that oversees the military trials, we will continue to provide updates. Lee and Eunice Hansen, who lost their son, daughter-in-law, and granddaughter on 9/11, say the letter confirms what they told Fox in February. There may not be a trial in their lifetime.
I don't know how many years I've got left. I would like to see some justice before I pass on. And it's just not happening. It's not happening.
Al and Maureen Santora, who lost their son Christopher, a New York City firefighter on 9/11, told Fox that as the anniversary approaches, it's painful that justice has not even started. Quote, what a terrible message we are giving people of the free world, and what a message we are giving to those who are out to harm us. In November 2009, Attorney General Eric Holder said the 5 suspects would be tried in a New York City federal court. After fierce opposition from residents and from Congress, Holder reversed the decision in April and sent the case back to Guantanamo Bay.
We simply cannot allow a trial to be delayed any longer for the victims of the 9/11 attacks or for their family members who have waited for nearly a decade for justice.
Those who follow the 9/11 prosecution, which will be tried in this Gitmo courtroom, say the holdup is unfortunate but in the best interest of the case. Before the trial begins, defense teams are being asked to explain why it should not be a death penalty case.
This approach, although it takes a long darn time, takes off the table many appellate issues that could result in the case being overturned a decade from now, which would bring them right back to today.
One 9/11 family member said she wanted to scream when she read the letter because she never imagined that a decade after the attacks there would still be no trial, given the 9/11 suspects tried to plead guilty in December of 2008.
2 South King County firefighters are home in Federal Way tonight after an emotional cross-country journey with a piece of the World Trade Center. Scott Malin and Sven Shivnik went to New York to get the beam that was part of the wreckage of the 9/11 terror attacks. They wanted to honor those who died on that tragic day. Dozens gathered for a ceremony today as the beam arrived. It'll eventually be part of a 9/11 memorial set to open next year in Federal Way.